Hi Grade 9, today is a guide on how to use OneNote and what we're using it for. So there are two ways to access our OneNote. The first way is by clicking on the link in an email you will have received, this one here. The second way is to go through the home page. So if you open up your MIS school home page, there are six little dots up here, 9. We're going to click on that and we're going to go to Class Notebook down the bottom. Not OneNote, but Class Notebook. I'm going to open that. When it loads, it's going to take us to a screen that has a few class notebooks. Yours might look slightly different to mine, but I know that I'm going to manage notebooks. And we're going to select the Grade 9 English Hunger Games one. You will have received an invite previously to an old English one. We're not using those anymore. So we're going to Year 9 English Hunger Games 2020 and we're going to open the notebook. So OneNote is basically like your notebook at school, or like a ring binder folder where we're going to keep all of our class notes. It's a way for me to upload notes and it's a way for you to do classwork. So when it eventually loads up, you'll see that it's broken into different sections. This part on the left is called a section. That's like a little section in your ring binder folder, which you might separate with tabs. Inside each of those sections are pages, and your pages are like individual pieces of paper. So in our welcome section, we have a how to use OneNote, which is where this video is. It'll be the first thing you see. There'll be a how to access Blackboard Collaborate video. And then we get to the collaboration space. So the collaboration space is a place where you can write and I can write. So there's a guide on how to use it. We can do class notes. We can add things. We can ask questions in here. But please be aware that we can see exactly who writes what. There is an author tag next to everything you write. So please don't try and impersonate other people or write inappropriate things. In here, so you can see someone's already added a page. In here, we have questions for Mrs. Landels. So in here is a place where you can write a question for me using your name, put your question in here, and I can reply to you in this box over here. However, do not impersonate other people because I can see exactly who writes what. But this is a good, easy way for me to answer your questions if you don't want to upload an email. We come to the content library over here on the left. And in our content library is where I'll be uploading things. So we have a tab for lessons, and inside that we have our lessons here. There'll be one on Monday, one on Wednesday, one on Friday. So our first one is about the Hunger Games text. I'm going to ask you to read this. This goes through what we're doing, how to access the movie, how to access the novel, and some notes about watching the movie. Our first lesson for Monday is here, week 1, reviewing persuasive devices. So our lesson isn't here. You might notice that it'll be a little bit glitchy and slow. That's because it has quite a bit to download, so give it some time. Our lesson will be in here. You'll see that we have a lesson intent. We have a what you have to do and your success criteria, which you can tick off when you've actually done those. What I do have to get you to do is copy and paste this page into your own notebook. So you can copy page and then go into your notebook and paste it. I'll show you where in a minute. We have our lesson in here and your activities in here. In this tab over here in sections, we'll have assessment tasks where I'll upload the task sheet, the rubric, and any notes that we need. In your notebooks, let's just use Michelle's. You will have your own individual notebook that nobody else can see but yourself and myself. So no other students can access it and you'll only see yours. In here, it's already split into sections for you. So there's a section for assessment work where you might put your drafts in. You might make a new page. That's your draft copy for task 1. You might have a page that's a final copy. Here is where you can do your class activities. So if you copy that lesson 1, you can paste it into here, class activities, and you can do your work in this sheet here. And a glossary. For when we add new definitions and terms that you might need to remember, we can make a glossary that goes in here. For actually using OneNote, it's a little bit like Microsoft Word. If we go to lesson 1, you can see that we have tables in here. We can write in tables. We can insert pictures. You can insert emojis if you really want to impress me with emojis. We can draw, but I do recommend that you don't handwrite things. It does come up a bit glitchy and the lines do interfere with tables. We can have an immersive reader, well, things will read to you. You can change the page color if the white background hurts your eyes a little bit. I can review your student work. So I can hit this button and it will show me all of the work that you're doing. I will be going through each of your notebooks and I will mark your tables when you've done this work, and I'll be able to leave you feedback as well. If you have any questions on how to use OneNote, you can feel free to email me or write in the questions for Mrs. Landell section. You can put in your name and write your question, and then I'll reply to you as soon as I'm able.